It's 9:30 on a Saturday night. This is Austin at the Best I Can Afford Antiques channel. Loser. Anyway, Dai Nippon is this line of kanji right here. It means made in Japan. Uh, I'm pretty sure. I'm pretty sure. Anyone feel free to correct me. I'm pretty sure. For some reason now I'm thinking it's like made in Great Japan. Great Japan? Maybe. Anyways. And then it is signed by Tashiro. It's a very handsome gold signature. Cleaned every part of this vase just a minute ago, except the bottom. I'm hoping we can see just a little bit of that actually being like brushed on kanji. So, without further ado, let's talk about what this is. This is treebark totai shippo from Meiji era Japan. Now, someone did tell me that Tashiro had several studios, and they actually didn't consider it studio pottery, so I must not be clear on that definition, but they were saying it was somewhat mass-produced. Now, my only contention with that is that, I mean, you couldn't roll one of these out of a factory every 5 minutes. Someone clearly made this and worked on it, and I mean, it would have taken literal hours of time. I mean, so that's my only gripe with that. I mean, to say that it's mass produced in a time of, horses is a little weird to me, but okay, I can live with it. But anyway, yeah, Tashiro, several studios. He made totai shippo. This is totai shippo, and this is treebark totai shippo. Now, totai shippo is cloisonné on ceramics or pottery. Now, so you can get a full view of this pretty splendid thing that's taller than the little shelf it's sitting next to. I think this is 17 inches tall, making it, I think, the biggest piece of totai shippo, or especially treebark totai shippo that I've seen. Let's not shadow stuff while we're looking at it, huh? So yeah, I mean, it's 9 o'clock Friday night. My wife is driving home from working overtime as an electrician, and I'm just sitting here all by myself, just kind of generally being kind of a pud, and yeah, I thought maybe some other people were home on a Friday night and just kind of bored and maybe wanted to learn about something new. Maybe look at something new. I'm sure you haven't seen one of these before. I mean, you may have seen totai shippo. It's just that this one really is like large, and it's really well done. And I'd like to point out some of the details now that you've kind of got the overall view. Now there's some pieces here that are kind of just missing a little bit of that tree bark stuff. I don't know if that's damage or just wear from people picking it up. I'm not sure. This does have a few very small condition issues. For one, it's got a hairline, which hurts. It hurts it. You can see it. It does go through to the other side, which we'll look at the other side, the inside, in a little bit. And it goes right over here, and then just stops at this bird, like, super thankfully. I mean, what an excellent place to cease and desist on damage. Thank you for not ruining that heroically cool bird. So yeah, we've got a hairline, and it doesn't complete. You know what I mean? It doesn't. It's not a broken off piece or anything. So yeah, we've got a couple just little missing pieces like this. That's there's a bit of sticky tack on the bottom of this. I don't want you to think that I'm like crackling the finish or anything. It keeps sticking to the poster board that I have laying down. So yeah, I think some of this stuff is super cool. There's also some chips on the bottom, which we'll talk about. You know, chips on the bottom of 100-year-old of a 100-year-old piece of art. You know, I'm pretty accepting of things like this. Oh, and there's one chip in the main art area. But you know, this is a good candidate for restoration. You know, I don't think just restoring the chips would cost too much. Just have somebody color match it and filler it. You could have a body shop guy do that. My friend Adam could probably do that pretty well. Do you think I'm kidding? I'm not going to do that, I promise. So yeah, do you see the waves are crashing against these rocks that these, maybe like kestrels, maybe just swallows or something. Maybe they're seabirds of some sort. But these guys are sitting on these rocks. And I just cleaned this, and actually I couldn't see the rocks as well before. I honest to God did not realize they were sitting on rocks. I just thought this was all like the same color, so I just cleaned this, and now I can see that it's waves crashing on these rocks, and I did know that this was all waves, I just hadn't really thought through the other part, I guess. But yeah, you see those beautiful gold wires through that, and they're so subtle and understated, and you really have to let light hit it to even realize they're there. But once you do, and you follow their path through this wave art here, is that not absolutely incredible? I mean, whoever did that just executed that so perfectly. What a beautiful thing. Hold on, I'm sorry, I realize now that the camera's a little not flush. I keep moving her around and stuff, so I'm trying not to let the light interfere too much. I'm trying to let him help us instead of hinder us tonight. Sorry about that. So then, yeah, I mean, you just keep following those around. I mean, that is such a smooth execution of that curvy upward line of the wave, and look how many times it's repeated. Whoever did that just had such a smooth technique. Ooh, look at those. I'm sorry, I need a drink of water. I know I've got some here. Don't yell at me. Thank goodness. Okay. Now again, I'm not an expert, you know, I don't know everything about this stuff. I just know what this is. I know who did it. I know that it's pretty rare because of its size. And it's a really nice manufacturer, and there's not too much damage on it. I mean, you obviously don't want hairlines and chips, but for it being 100 years old and having made it to America, I mean, that's pretty incredible condition. This scroll work on the bottom, that's pretty amazing too. Note there's a little division there in the cells. You can follow them around, they go all the way around like that. This isn't a bad way to spend a Friday night. I'm alright with it. What do you guys think so far? And then, also pretty rare is the fact that the inside of the throat is decorated. Now I check my local Facebook marketplace for stuff, you know, whenever I can. Whenever I think I might be able to spend a little bit of money on something that I really like. And I saw this on there. It was about an hour and a half away, 2 hours maybe, I'm not sure, somewhere in there. But the lady had it for sale for $200, and I told her that I didn't have $200, which was true. It's very simple. I did not. I said, I have 125 because I had seen it there weeks ago and it still hadn't sold. I had already told her exactly what it was. I said, this is treebark totai shippo. It's probably worth quite a bit more than what you're selling it for. And she was like, yeah, I think so too. And I was like, oh, okay. So then 2 weeks later, I saw it still sitting there. And I was like, really, I have $125. And I wasn't necessarily lying, because I had another $25, but I needed gas to get up there. And then I realized I didn't really want to pay her $125, so I just gave her $150 because I came up with it. And I respect these items so much, and I want people that I buy things from to, like me and maybe even like my channel. I don't want them to get on here and see that I ripped them off or squirreled something away, knowing that it was absolute treasure. I I really do like explain things to people before I buy them. I go through Craigslist and Marketplace and stuff, and if I see something that's listed wrong, I'll tell them. I'll be like, hey, that's not Chinese cloisonné, that's Japanese cloisonné. It's from the Meiji era in Japan, and it's pretty neat. Or, vice versa. They might have it listed as Japanese cloisonné, but it's actually Chinese. What are you doing here? Right yourself, sir. Okay, perfect. Do you see those lines? So what they must do, I don't know. I don't know if they insert the wires while this it's not a glaze, but whatever this crusty clay is they put over, from what I can tell, an Arita vase, like a very white stoneware vase is under this brown here. I'll show you the bottom, and yeah, I think you just saw the inside, right? Yeah, okay. So the underbelly of this is actually a super white vase, and then they put all this clay on the outside of it. But I don't know if you would have to press in the wires for the cloisons while it was still kind of wet. Would you, I don't know. Would you lay out the bird and then kind of press them to the surface as it began to set? So you would be sitting there with your whole little row of pre-made birds. And then as this came out still sort of wet, you would just, wow, look at right behind his eye there. You can see there's a bunch of little cloisons for his little eye details. That's really, this is really such a cool piece. I'm sorry there's no unboxing video. I've actually had this for a while. I just haven't made a video for it. Always saving him. He was a super neat, a pretty rare little thing. I don't think you're going to see another one of these on somebody else's YouTube channel. And I like to do that for you guys, but I can only afford to give you, you're not going to see this somewhere else every once in a while. I don't want to run through them too quick, But yeah, I think these are, these treebark totai shippos are very neat, and I like the totai shippo too. Just the regular, they usually look, the regular totai shippo usually looks like pretty standard Japanese pottery, sometimes kind of like amari. I'm trying to think back, because I've only looked at it a few times. I don't really have too much of an obsession with it. I kind of like it, but it's usually too expensive for me to grab, because I like to get deals, and usually that stuff's pretty expensive. It seems like cloisonné is kind of a dime a dozen as far as some things, you could go and get an Ando cloisonné from the 20th century. Probably $20 to $40 online right now. I got this, I've got a green Tamura vase, if I'm saying that right. In that box right there, I'm pretty sure it's original box. It must be from the 30s to maybe 50s, 60s. I'm not exactly sure, but But yeah, it came with its original box. I got that for $60, and it was maybe $11 for shipping and handling. I always check the shipping and handling prices because it's irresponsible not to. But I'll show you that one pretty soon too. But yeah, I mean, how could you not like that? Okay, I'm sorry. I'm done talking about it. I love you guys. Let's go out on a high note here. Who do we got? Let's look at this. Let's look at this wave leading into the rock this time. I'll let my camera focus up. I'll even stop talking. Come on, buddy. You can do it. You're such a champion. That was the table, I swear. This is Austin at the Best I Can Afford Antiques channel. I really hope I've shown you something amazing at least once. Like, share, subscribe, comment, do whatever you want.